Hi, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the FSL qualifiers Singapore, Malaysia and Indonesia. Right now we're going for FrostFire and Corgi's bum.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out like what's a good way to phrase this so it doesn't sound not rude on air, but I think we shall henceforth refer to them as the Corgis.
Sure.
Whereas, FrostFire is still a pretty good name. No change there. We are on picks and bans as you can see on your screen, and on the blue it's gonna be the Kennen, Nico, and Silas banned out. Instant Jarvan locked in. It's the same thing the whole day, man. I don't even know why.
This is Jarvan, you know.
We could like get to this point and it would be the same for most games. It's like here where it differs because some teams go for Yuumi, some teams go for Sejuani, and some teams go for Nautilus.
I like Nautilus. This is a good engaged support that we've seen played to much success today. Paired with Kai'Sa, that's a very strong bot lane already for the Corgis.
They're signaling their intentions, and it is to play through bot lane. I think right now you have the ability to get the Kai'Sa to the late game point, and we haven't seen this all too much tournament. It's been a lot of jinx so far, but right now the Kai'Sa is the first for today, I believe. Locked in.
Yeah,
it was banned out once, right?
Yep. Yeah. In the meantime, we do see. I want to talk about this Jarvan because, like, look, I think we are, sort of getting tired of seeing the Jarvan.
Yeah.
But there's not much you can do when like the jungle pool is so small.
In terms of tier 1 champions, yeah, there are only like 4 really good ones. I think some people consider Silas a good jungle champion, but with regards to what he brings to the team, it's very situational. It's what ultimately your opponents have that determines your value. If they're all like Karma, Jace, Elise, Lily sort of champions where the ultimates don't really do anything, they're not core to your kit, then there's no reason playing Silas because you can't steal anything, right?
Right. Silver Rakan. That's it's not something you see every day. Actually don't really like that.
Yeah, same. I think the only reason you play Rakan is with Xayah.
Yeah.
And the value of Rakan against the Nautilus is just so bad. Like, you're gonna get wrecked the moment you both hit level 6, because if you're gonna all-in the Nautilus, he wants you to jump on him, right? Auto Q, gives instant 2 plasma stacks, and then Kai'Sa's just gonna burst you down. And remember, this is nerfed to Rakan like from way back when he's not tanky anymore.
I have no idea what this. I have a proposal, and hear me out.
This is gonna be good. Yeah, let's go. I'm just gonna.
Rakan?
Do you know the Kermit meme? Yeah, give me that, boy.
Full AP, Rakan, mid.
No. hard no.
Listen, I've seen him once.
Yeah.
I forgot where. I think it was actually a amateur competitive game.
Yeah.
And he actually does pretty okay. If you put him mid lane, it's a loose lane, but he doesn't die much because he has all the escapes.
I like how I'm entertaining your train of thought about your AP mid lane. Rakan is actually decent. We can probably play that. No,
I'm joking about the AP part.
Your analyst, by the way, guys.
I'm just saying I've seen this before, so yeah. But overall, the main point here is Silver Rakan is not a good lane.
I agree, 100%. Second ban phase proceeds on. We see Shen and Malphite top lane. Focused out. Meanwhile, on the response, it's going to be the Kiana, which I think is actually pretty strong in this patch, but has been undervalued by a lot of people. Her ultimate supreme display of talent is just so ridiculously good at counter engages and forcing fights.
Right, we do see the Renekton banned out as well, so this top lane pool is actually pretty pinched out for both these teams actually. So one might think they might have a unique pick that they both want to try out.
Yeah, not just that, but like, because the draft this time went completely different from what we expected, I think there is the idea of someone introducing a unique pick. The reason I say that is because it was always jungle with like a counter jungle support, but this time they went like show bot lane and show jungle, right? So now you really have to think they're changing things up.
Right, changing things up indeed as they locked in the Camille. We haven't seen this in a long time. But
I love this top jungle duo. It's so scary, right? Like, right now, Corgis know what they're drafting. This is a team that tells me, like, when I look at this competition, I know how they're playing. I know that they understand draft priority, and I know that they understand synergies.
Right, I think we were actually talking about the Camille Sejuani synergy. If it wasn't last week, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
I think yesterday when we were having a meeting, right? So we were talking about this, and like the reason it's so strong is because you can proc permafrost extremely quickly. You initiate the fight with hookshot, Sejuani walks in range for permafrost to tag onto you. You auto Q auto to get the reset, right? That's 3 stacks already. So all Sejuani has to do is either hit W or Arctic Assault, and that's permafrost done. In addition to starting things out with the hookshot, you basically CC a person for about 3.5 seconds flat.
Right, at the moment though, we do see Ahri locked in. very devastating champion, especially in the Thai qualifiers like we saw last week.
Not the LeBlanc though. Don't do it.
Oh man, okay. So it was changed that the Ari can actually knock
Charm
LeBlanc
out the distortion. Yeah, it's actually really bad now. And if anything, during this tournament, we've seen Ari players just pop off left, right, and center, right?
I have no idea what's going on, but these Ari players, man, they are huge.
This has to be a comfort LeBlanc pick, saying like, you know what, I could probably take the Ari and come out ahead, but just by the nature of the mechanics of this matchup, no, I don't think so. You really have to be a really devastatingly good LeBlanc player, like Faker level good LeBlanc, to even get to the point where you're comfortable playing into Ari, because for the most part, at all levels, you're not going to come out ahead, right? Ari at level 1, Orb of Deception, immediate lane prio. You can't counter that because you're only gonna distortion into the wave, and then that's your escape tool, right? And then at level 2, if you try to trade with her with QW, she charms you out.
Yep.
So at all stages of the game, it's almost impossible for you to guarantee anything sticks.
Might want to think if you're LeBlanc, well, you're not really gonna have a pushing priority, but one thing you can do is just go to the side lanes and try to find influence that way.
I like that you brought it up, right? The value of the LeBlanc here is that maybe you just go ahead and sack mid a bit, you know, let it push in. And then you go to mid and top, which both have extremely reliable on-demand CC, the form of the Nautilus and the form of the Camille, and you try to make things happen, right? You snowball through there. Of course, the value of that is that then your Camille becomes really good at 1-for-1, and your Kai'Sa can also join in. You can do that Chinese LPL thing where you proc CC and Kai'Sa just dashes in for a side lane kill. Because this is a teleport Kai'Sa. By doing that, you get guarantee a kill, your top and ADC then teleports to Baron, checkmate. You get a free objective.
Alright, overall, I think if we look at individual picks, I think overall the advantage goes over the Corgis a little bit. You lose the bot lane, but like you said, the top lane and the mid lane, top lane and the bot lane, are very reliable with the CC and should come out on top, especially in the laning phase. But one thing that is the trump card here is that Ari, because if this Ari is a good player, we've seen Ari be able to expand her influence across the map very effectively.
Yeah.
So that should be something that we should look out for.
The RE value here is that your Jarvan has prio with you, so against Sejuani, Jarvan really does relatively well if you go Conqueror, right? I was talking about this, Electrocute, no go for Conqueror, you can do out of the Sejuani. You should in this case, because you have mid prio, so being able to push up, Jarvan will get access to Scuttle Crabs, will get access to Raptors, and will get access into the enemy buffs. So the first sort of layer of the jungle is now open if you do have lane prio as RE.
The real question mark here is, the Cho'Gath. Like, I mean, I actually have no idea what this Cho'Gath is going to do against the Camille. I feel like we actually don't see much at all.
It's maybe semi-comfort, but also the fact that you are tanky enough to soak the damage from Camille. Because on a traditional champion, Camille does true damage with a Q.
Yep.
Cho'Gath stacks health, which sort of counters true damage if you think about it that way, right?
That's a bit of a long shot. I'm sure if it's comfort, I guess it's okay.
And also it helps that if you do manage to land a knock-up during the hook shot, it negates a lot of the engage potential. If you can land a silence when she's trying to, auto-Q auto, it reduces a lot of the damage there also. So like there are tools available for the Cho'Gath. I can see the value of this pick. I don't necessarily count it as a counter pick because when it comes to itemizing later on, the Camille is going to be ahead and the 1-4 is just going to be a nightmare for Cho'Gath if Camille comes out ahead. Off lane, rather.
Yeah, at this point, Cho'Gath should actually push the lane slightly further, so going to have to be careful of early Sejuani gang. Like you said, Camille Sejuani, that devastating duo, able to stun you out very quickly.
Because Cho'Gath normally, if you want to trade, you either use the silence or the E, which is like the Void Fangs thing, right? I can't remember the name off the top of my head, guys, sorry. But like if you use either of those tools to trade, you end up pushing the wave. And that's when Sejuani comes in for the gank. In a 2v2, Jarvan Cho'Gath does absolutely jack. Like nothing can be done there. You just back off. Like you show up, maybe flag and drag and back off. That's all. Even in a 2v1, I hesitate to say Camille will go down unless she's playing hyper aggressively. And by that I mean using hookshot to engage past the river. That is hyper aggressive.
Alright. One thing I want to see is how this Sivir Rakan duo works out. I mean, Yuumi wasn't bad, so why would you take the Rakan instead? So this is really, I honestly cannot give you a reasoning for this.
I feel like there is this weird mechanic whereby if they dredge line you and you grant entrance, you can stagger the animation to get out of the dredge line. I remember I've seen it a couple of times watching either LCK or LEC. That being said, at level 6, you still achieve absolutely nothing. Like, your all-in potential with Rakan Sivir is just non-existent.
Yep.
Sure, if Jarvan comes in, that you can make a case for some value there. But for the most part, I think that Kai'Sa Nautilus is not only content farming, but also content looking to play for the all-in as well. So both sides definitely want to handshake the level 6.
I think if you're Kai'Sa Nautilus, you don't even need to wait for level 6. You just go in on demand.
I think level 2 is the window for you. Level 2 because the reason Xayah Rakan is popular, you can take W on Xayah and like push the wave really quickly, right? You get added attack speed from both Xayah and Rakan, so it's fine. But if you don't have Xayah, you actually can't push the wave as Rakan. It's like so ridiculously slow, it doesn't even matter.
Hey, remember that time when Rakan did manage to win Fnatic that game against G2 by taking the inhibitor?
Fair enough.
That's a push that you're not gonna forget anytime soon.
Well, the rest of his team was busy doing work, so it's like, you're the guy on the team getting carried and like, look, I won us the game. Like, everyone around you just
took that inhibitor.
Yeah, these big buff guys just carrying you.
Oh man. Okay, actually might see some shenanigans here.
Yeah, they're gonna get spotted out. I think Elrina has to back off here. Doesn't want to...
spotted out 2, I think.
Yeah, only saw 2. This is a good early aggressive position around the Raptor camp though, because then you force people out and they don't know if their area is warded out. Early game vision is a sort of scissors, paper, stone, right? If you stay and you drop a ward first, you know what they are doing. But if you back out, you save the ward and you know you sort of give away the information right now. So because of this, they can't walk over to get a ward on the Raptor. At least if they do, they will suspect that they've been seen. It's sort of a mind game as well.
On the other side of the coin though, Corgis aren't actually able to go in and place down a ward in the enemy bush, enemy jungle. So
right, yeah.
There's going to be a trade of information for both of these teams.
And this contrasting the previous games today, we're playing with lack of information as opposed to a wealth of information, right? Past games we saw like literal blue buff, red buff wards when the game started at like a minute and a half. But now no one has any information whatsoever. The only one is a ward behind the red buff from the Corgis.
Camille was actually to lane early, so they should know where Sejuani is starting.
Yep.
If you take a look, Jarvan's actually gonna go for the double buff start, so that might signal a bit of an early gank coming up from the top.
Good use of the Rupture to get the wave and at least secure a couple of CS, but contrasting the Sejuani side, the Cho'Gath was late to lane and so was the bot lane. So they have no information whatsoever of where the Jarvan is, which is why Kai'Sa Nautilus has to be super careful about their positioning. They're not looking to go for the level 2 all-in. See, in terms of wave positioning, they're backing off a little bit.
Alright, Jarvan actually is going to go for this gank here, positioning very aggressively, going for the wraparound.
This is a good wraparound. Level 2 though, she doesn't have the hookshot available just yet, I think. Oh no, just did pick it up. So you go for the safety level instead of the aggressive level. Some people do QW at level 2. Mule coming in. The trades is definitely going in favor of... Oh man, why would you even take that trade, Rakan? Your jungle showed topside and then you went all in? Hello?
Honestly? This is just a big old question mark. It's been a question mark since
the draft,
and it's not getting any clearer now, to be honest.
100% agree with you. I think in that trade, sure, you get the ignite off him, but now you are going to be playing with 0 potions. Any damage you take from now on is going to stick.
Alright, both junglers actually shadowing each other right now, taking their respective camps on the same side of the map.
This is good news if you are the Kai'Sa Nautilus, because now you know if Jarvan's top side, you can more or less read the pathing, right? You look at him when he showed up, how many creeps does he have? That's equal to how many camps he took, and then you can more or less predict the timing that he's coming down because you have the information play, and you can time your all-ins to coincide or at least avoid the Jarvan crashing.
Alright, I was wondering if there was going to be a gank up topside since Sejuani has shown, but because LeBlanc actually walked up into that river, Cho'Gath did back off.
Still a window here though if they want to force this play to happen.
Yeah.
Swapping up in Scuttle Crab positions, Jarvan's going to secure bot, Sejuani's going to take top. And mid lane though, the LeBlanc is still doing pretty well despite this matchup favoring the Ahri quite a lot, I think. You see that right there? You could have charmed her, but no, I guess not. Instead, the gank coming into Sejuani, and this is the combo we're talking about, the very instant permafrost, guaranteed, and first blood going the way of the Sejuani. Like we said, it's on demand for 3 seconds, and you'll go down no matter what.
Yeah, good work from Sejuani holding her dash until Cho'Gath began walking away so that she could guarantee a hit there. ends up managing to find them a kill. That's 1-0 for the Sejuani.
It's great that they traded Flash for Flash in terms of top lane summoner spells, because in position, Camille is always going to have a gap closer or a way to escape. Cho'Gath has nothing. This is a window now that you can consistently re-gank the Cho'Gath and get Camille ahead to play towards your secondary win condition of a 1-4 lane.
1-4 lane indeed. I think that's the basically what Camille players would like to do right now on a very fast track to getting there. I think 7 CS a hit already with a... I think there should be a few hundred gold in the... oh man.
The pocket of the Camille?
Yeah, like more than... my brain isn't working, so...
That's 400 gold, it's first blood amount,
gold.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. She looks like she is going towards the Tiamat, so interestingly enough, wants to be able to push out the Cho'Gath now. You don't normally see people take Tiamat unless they really want to play aggressively. Remember the idea of if you're hit, you can freeze the wave. You could still do that with Tiamat, for sure. Just bounce it against the wave and then, hold it at your own. It's just that perhaps not the most ideal way to control the wave.
I mean, if you just push it under tower, the Cho'Gath with his, her wave clear isn't very reliable and won't be able to clear the wave out very easily. So that I think that's the rationale for going towards the Tiamat.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just that you lose a bit more agency in terms of how you can control the wave. Overall, bot lane though still in favor of the Corgis in terms of CS. It's a mild one, but still it's gonna translate into a bigger lead when the items come in. In fact, the wave is gonna be pushed towards FrostFire here. As I say that, Boomerang blade the wave out and clear out the minions.
Alright. Not much action going on across the map. We do see Ari trying to buff down a little bit, but...
I think she was just clearing the Scryers.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was just happy clearing the Scryers, and now she's going to be recalling. In terms of items, this should be a lost chapter pickup for the Ari. I don't think that LeBlanc wants to stay past this wave because she's going to be behind and miss a back window. So yeah, she should be backing off, and she should get actually extra control ward compared to the Ari right now.
Extra control ward gonna be very crucial in terms of information. Unfortunately, it's gonna be another Cloud Drake, so not much priority there. Control ward is gonna be able to help them secure it if they do choose to go for it later on, though.
If you're either team here, you don't really care about the Cloud Drake. You wanna establish your top prio if you are Sejuani Camille. Whereas bot lane, you're fine just looking for the all-in.
Definitely the case.
The passive prop. They should know that Sejuani is here. If you click on Camille right now, you see the passive.
Well, that's a very unsneaky gank, isn't it?
Walked away. Fair enough.
But she's coming around for a lane gank. Cho'Gath's just content AFK right now, so... But the wave is actually going to push up.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. I was going to point out. And then once again, you can see the passive come up. This should signal like, okay, Sejuani's here. Still looking for the window though.
It's a very tense moment right now. I'm not sure if I should speak because I feel like this gank could come at any moment.
But still, like you pointed out earlier, the wave is consistently pushed and there's a small window here where they can force it. Oh, great chain CC coming through and multiple ultimates being expanded. But at the end of it, it's going to be the Sejuani that gets the kill once more.
That's a beautiful CC layering, ensuring that the Cho'Gath had no way to escape, not even with a flash.
Yeah, even if you had flash, you are dead to rights right there, right? Arctic Assault into Glacial Prison, into Hookshot, into Hextech Equilibrium, like there's no way out. You lose, I think, 2 plates here at least with the wave pushing in.
I'm actually not going to go for it, so there's going to be the single plate and trade it for this dragon which Elvrina should secure without any issue.
Why aren't they committing for more plates is the question, because you saw the Java on the bot side for the game earlier. It's almost guaranteed that he's going or she's going for the dragon. So at that point, you just commit to taking the top plates and just, guarantee that you get something off of this dragon. Instead, it's only 1 plate. Not really worth it if you ask me.
Yeah, that's a interesting ward. Not exactly the highest value since the dragon literally had just been killed. Good escape from the Jarvan though.
Yep, used the Martian Standard as well as the Dragon Lance to get out of the pit. It's a mouthful, no wonder people call it the Flag and Drag.
Flag and Drag.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, not gonna work. Nope.
Alright. One thing I would like to see though is yeah, sure, bot lane you have a bit more of a CS if you're on the side of Corgis right now. But I think with the champion advantage that you have, you could go for a little bit more of an aggressive stance, perhaps even look for, you know, the stray dredge line or two.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could definitely opt to even set up a dive if you wanted to in the bot lane, given the positioning of the wave. But I think they're content just taking the CS gap and slowly scaling up, because this Kai'Sa isn't going for a short-term power spike in the form of Stormraiser, she's going for a scaling Manamune, right?
Yep.
So there's like 2 to 3 minutes where you have absolutely no power compared to the Sivir, who has a BS sword, you have a Tyr. Tyr has 0 combat stacks. So you're content just sitting back and farming and, you know, getting to a power point where you're comfortable fighting, because right now, you are actually behind.
Alright. Actually behind, still gonna push up the lane pretty far though. Oh, both junglers actually shadowing the top side. Sejuani might actually try to go for another lane gang onto the Cho'Gath.
Based on the positioning in the wave, you can see Sejuani is here to counter gank, not gank, because there was a massive wave earlier. So her creeping is just saying, oh well, if Jarvan comes, I'll be here to prepare. I'll be prepared to re-gank this lane.
It's actually gonna be spotted out by that ward, so the risk is mitigated here for the Cho'Gath. Should be no issue.
If you're Camille now, you try to go for the all-in, but still, oh man, great Glacial Prison on the back, but not enough space to get the permafrost down. Still, they will find a couple of turret plates here underneath this tier 1, the outer, getting chipped down quite heavily in fact.
Does force the flash from the Cho'Gath though. It signals that Sejuani can come for a regank sooner or later.
This is the direst treatment that the Cho'Gath is being subjected to. Super unfortunate, but it happens.
It's an immobile champion who needs to scale up. I guess the rationale is there to continue ganking him to prevent him from hitting the scaling that he needs.
The Herald will be started up right now, and the LeBlanc roaming over because they have mid lane control. And without the flash, I don't know if the Cho'Gath can survive this for much longer. That being said, enough health to counter the true damage in. We'll be able to back off safely. Extect Ultimatum is used, and that is Rift Herald going the way of the jungler here.
Yeah, Camille at this point not exactly having the most damage, needs a few more items before she finally gets that damage profile online. Meanwhile in the bot lane we see a gank.
Quickness being used, going in for the grand entrance at Hell Line. Now it's being used as they focus down the Nautilus. Depth charge is gonna launch the Jarvan up, and here comes the teleport in. The Camille immediately proccing the damage down. They are looking for multiple members as they can't really finish off the damage, or finish off the kills rather. Counter teleport coming in for the Cho'Gath, and that was all they needed to disengage.
Should have, that was a bit of a waste of a teleport. I think they were already disengaged before the teleport came down from the Cho'Gath. Could have actually spent that walking up back to the lane. Perhaps finding a bit more of a CS advantage there. Camille teleporting down without ultimate though did signal a bit of an over-eager reach for a re-engage.
But still, the start of that fight was a bit dicey because the teleport extremely delayed from the Camille. You could see maybe 2 seconds earlier they could have turned the fight over and picked out a couple of members exiting, but still, small miscommunications coming through.
Yep. As it stands though, Camille still does have the advantage at the top side. Nothing lost there since both laners did expend their teleports. Meanwhile, at the bot side, Kai'Sa did Manamune, yes. Did finish her Manamune, so that, and got a pickaxe, so that's a bit of a combat stat.
If I'm not wrong, at level 9, with these set of items and your AD growth, you actually do get to unlock your evolve Q. It's a small power spike that you want. I say small, it's actually quite important for you to utilize that power spike. A ton of plates will be going the way of the LeBlanc, so this matchup, which I believe was supposedly really tough for the LeBlanc, is actually going pretty well now that they got a couple of plates and a CS lead. She's going to start snowballing very soon in this 1v1. You have to start respecting the damage from the LeBlanc as well.
Yep, 100%. 320 extra gold solo to the LeBlanc. We have to give him credit for understanding the matchup.
As I say that, looking for the right one, that's going to be the clone, but one more dash should be enough. Going in, Orb of Deception juked away from, and the FrostFire is enough. And man, Casters, because I said that this matchup was bad and she was doing well, then boom, straight up she loses and dies solo. Great. Hextech Ultimatum to come in and deny the flag and drag out, and this is a dead Jarvan as well, you have to think. Coming in with the quickness and the grand entrance knocking up to, it's actually a pretty decent turnaround. As multiple members of Corgis are super low, they have to disengage right now, yeah. Overreaching there, you have to think True Fun.
Yep, way too much of an overreach, like you said. They're just gonna continue this chase. Cho'Gath actually being called down.
Oh man, one more and a charm as well to finish it all off. And Corgi's overreaching time and time again.
Yeah, that's way too much of an overreach. Look, your laners are winning, and from the start of that engage from Ahri onto the LeBlanc, you should have known you're going to be a man down. You should not be looking for these fights. You should be looking for ways to disengage from it.
At the end of it, they do manage to close the goal gap just by a little bit. Still, kill score 4-2 does not paint a good picture. Overall, the money is in the turret plates. Despite being down 2 kills, a lot of the turret plates have gone the way of Corgis.
Look at this, LeBlanc actually picking up a Dark Seal, a boot, and a bit of magic resist to, you know, mitigate the damage that Ahri does throw at her.
If you are LeBlanc right now, you straight up want like tenacity boots. You need Merc threads because there's going to be silences coming in from the Cho'Gath. There's going to be a charm coming in from the Ahri as well as the Rakan, right? So these are things you have to be very mindful of. The moment you distortion in, if you get caught by any of these, you can't go out. That's why you need the Merc threads for the tenacity. 1-0-2 now. This Ahri finds herself back in a dominant form in the mid lane after a couple of snafus from Corgis in the jungle.
Not the most dominant Ahri you've ever seen, but still doing pretty good for herself, able to find a kill onto LeBlanc and 2 assists. Sitting in a pretty comfortable spot right now with the Luden's Echo completed. She's ready for the next fight, honestly.
Now what is your next item here if you are Ahri? Morelos seems a bit off. You don't need to complete the item. If you watch LCK, you know that LS has this like burning hatred for Morelos, right? I think rightly so, because a certain degree of the item efficiency isn't there. Oblivion Orb gives you good flat pen for an expensive price, but to complete the item, it's just way too pricey. If you are Ahri right now, I actually think that Haunting Guys is not a bad item.
Yep, definitely. I think I would agree. But I was thinking, what was it? What was the item before Haunting Guys?
Haunting Guys is the mask. After that, it makes the Leandries, right? So the base item, yeah,
right,
Haunting
okay,
Guys,
yep.
yeah. So we are on the same page.
Yep. Okay.
Bait being set up, but the Void Seeker is just gonna see 2 members there.
And it's a Cloud Drake, so neither team really wants to risk their lives going for it.
Yeah, this is not a dragon you handshake a fight over. You just give it over, you have to, and then you trade for a small objective somewhere else.
We do see both junglers here just daring each other to step up though. Coco here gonna get caught out by the Rakan.
Oh, knocked up, and there you go, the quickness on the backline as well. There's a good deal of damage down to the Sivir as she gets popped, and the Killer Instinct still keeps her inside the Cataclysm, and that's a fuse bad, but it's okay because she has 2 buddies here to back her up. Running away now, Elvrina uses the Golden Aegis for the slow, but the kill is gonna go the way of the Sejuani. Meanwhile, Ahri hiding around this fight. She was caught off guard, and now she's gonna get picked off by the Sejuani once more. I believe she checked the fog, and it was LeBlanc that managed to pick her up with the damage coming through. Told you didn't have to handshake this fight, but looks like they did, and because of that, Corgis will find a couple of kills and the dragon to the name.
Yep, so Johnny picking up the Ahri with a blue smite, I believe. So that was the kind of fight that you want if you're Corgis right now. You know, Kai'Sa able to just pummel them with damage from the backline, not exactly being, you know, in the front taking damage from FrostFire.
Sivir straight up disappeared the moment the
Yep.
Plasma procs came through. And you have to respect the damage from the Kai'Sa, even though she's on mana immune and, you know, the makings of a Guinsoo is the passive coming through from the Plasma is what's really getting people down these days, because even though you hit an item trough, that passive is still pretty much another ability on its own.
Yeah, at the moment, if you're Kai'Sa, you're pretty happy. I mean, sure, you go for the mana immune, you have a bit of item trough, but I think the base damage right now, like you said, with passive,
Yeah.
is just way too much for, you know, a straight up front to back fight.
Speaking of which, here comes Nautilus back into lane. Remember, there is no flash for the Sivir. Only has the heal available. The quickness is still on cooldown, so this is a small window they can force the fight. With knowing that depth charge is up soon.
Alright, Johnny gonna try something in the mid lane.
They're looking to bait out the distortion. The moment it comes out, they're looking for the fight and using the Spirit Rush away though. Looking to commit but not really finding anything. Meanwhile, Arena off the side is still there to give some support.
Yeah, just a bit of an expeditionary gang since she didn't have ultimate, so wasn't able to lock down the Ahri for any sort of long engage.
I think they were happy burning the Spirit Rush right there. Top tier 1 is gonna fall, and the first gold is gonna go the way of the Camus. And meanwhile, the fight breaking out. A good slow though means that she gets in range of the Hextech Ultimatum, and she just wants to give the assist gold over. to Sejuani, who scumbag jungle will steal it away.
5-1-0.
Ugh. It's nasty.
Alright, in the bot side though, we see a gang coming from the Jarvan and the Rakan.
Depth charge being used, she dodges away. Oh, great jukes coming through, and now they play this one across. The teleport coming in from the Camille is too good. They juke left, right, back and forth, and they eventually will find a Jarvan as the Rakan has to battle dance out. Sivir now is the next target, but red buff is ticking down, and she is gonna stopwatch, but that is a bit unnecessary, you have to think.
And finally, we see, Corgis coming online and taking down these fights. LeBlanc actually managing to pick up Ahri in the river. It's the second time that's happened in a bot lane fight, so just a bit of coincidence as they managed to pick up the bot lane turret as well for the trouble.
Oh man, they get so much done. They get top, they get bot, and they get a counter gank down. 7k is the lead now as pause is gonna come through. And that's the thing about this LeBlanc and Ahri matchup. Whoever gets the drop on the other is gonna kill them, for sure. If you charm the LeBlanc, you're gonna kill her. If you land the combo on the Ahri, you're gonna kill her either. So it's kind of back and forth. But so far, it's been the early rotation LeBlanc that's been coming out ahead.
Yeah, at this point, LeBlanc does have a bit more damage than Arias, but if you can see from the CS differential here, she's doing pretty well for herself. Right. Normally when you're on LeBlanc, you don't... You're too busy roaming to have that kind of CS numbers, so...
Actually, one thing I realized was that Ahri doesn't have enough AP to clear the caster with AWP, right? So if you don't have enough AP, and you have to walk up to auto, that's the window where LeBlanc's just gonna walk up and punish you. So the problem is she didn't have enough AP, and that sucks, but you get punished for it.
Well, these are the side qualifiers, so Ahri is not gonna have a very fun time in this game, it seems.
They don't have the sleeper, like Thailand qualifiers buff. So unfortunately, this is the Singapore server and you don't have the buff.
Alright, okay, we return the game. And the game state is favored towards Corgis right now by a pretty hefty margin, I must say.
7k gold is distributed pretty well, largely in favor of top jungle and mid. The support role not slouching at all either with the previous fight and getting a lot of gold off the structures as well. So overall we can see roll for roll, they are ahead. And just this is what tends to scare people because then you have no clean target to go for. You have to teamfight well.
Oh yeah, this is exceptionally scary, especially since you have a Sivir on your team. This Sivir's gonna take a long time to get going, even worse now that she's 1-2 and 1.
Only finishing the Essence Reaver and the makings of what appears to be Infinity Edge. Unfortunate, but that's the cruelty of the situation. They are stuck now just turtling and collecting farm for Sivir. If your wave control is good and you know how to freeze, Sivir is actually great in terms of scaling late game. But I'm not gonna hedge my bets on that. Too fun.
Well, we've seen some questionable games in today, so we might see one again. But right now, I think Corgis, they are pretty happy with how the game's going. Should continue to press this advantage. I see no reason for them to throw it away.
They're itemizing properly as well. So Sejuani with the gold, instant warmogs because she knows she needs to be in the front line. Health works very well with the passive resistance of the Frost Armor. Meanwhile, Camille, I thought she was going to start with Triforce, but eventually did go into the item path. What's the value of this? Well, you take turrets extremely quickly now because of the Sheen passive with the Spellblade. And, well, Kai'Sa did do the default Manamune into Guinsoo's and now Nashor's Tooth, I believe. Yep. Which should give her not only the E evolve, the Q evolve, but the W evolve soon once she completes that item.
One thing I learned from playing Kai'Sa recently with this build is
don't have to hold into your point. This is Sejuani engaging and a good quickness on the back does buy some space, but immediate deletion on Sophie and now they're turning the fight across. Here comes the Camille. She's locked down the Ahri and the charm has nothing doing here as the rest of the team collapse on the last member. A bit unfortunate that they thought they could take that fight, but what are you expecting for fun?
I mean, it's an absolute clean ace. It's 5-0. You're going to take the Baron as well. That's a huge win coming in from Corgis. They should just win the game straight up. I mean,
to be fair, FrostFire handshook that fight. I keep bringing this idea up because when you're behind, you shouldn't be taking these. They just straight up all in, and credit to the Sejuani for finding a massive flank and the rest of the team to collapse. But still, if you are okay sacrificing a single member, by all means, there's no reason for you to take the rest of the fight.
Oh man, right now, Corgis Plus is going to take up objectives across the map. First, they take the top lane, tier 2 with the Camille. Now they're going to go for the third Cloud Drake of the game.
3 Cloud Dragons for RNG rolls. Today we've seen 3 mountains, 3 clouds, and now 3 clouds again.
Oh man.
God hates us.
Okay.
Why no 3 Inferno, bro?
Feels bad, man. Oh well, at this point, I don't think Corgis they don't need an Infernal to end this game. They just have so much of an advantage that they can just, you know, take these fights and just roll over FrostFire.
If you want to feel super strong, you don't even have to like push your limit. Give it like a minute and a half. Kai'Sa will finish her Mana Mune as well as the Nash's Tooth. That's like the strongest you'll ever be the whole game, right? That's when you're strongest as a team. But if you want to push your advantage now, by all means. Or actually, no, she might have just gone and done right now. She would probably finish to the Nashers, but the Mana Mune is going to take a while. I wonder how many charges it's on at the moment. Is there a way we can recover over? I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
7:27.
There you go.
Yep, should be less than a minute.
Less than a minute. There you go. That's the PowerPoint that Kai'Sa is looking for.
Thank you, Observer.
Good guy Observer showing us the stats that we need to. Meanwhile, Scumbag Camille is just pressing her advantage against the Cho'Gath, and this Cho'Gath is almost as tiny as the Camille, which is a feels bad because normally you're used to seeing giant Cho'Gaths, right?
It's a very feels bad moment for the Cho'Gath, especially against the Camille. I mean, even against Camille, you're losing this heart. Imagine if that was a Fiora. I'm just saying.
Man.
But yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, one thing I wanted to question about the Camille was if you're gonna pick Camille, why not go for the Fiora? Because I think Fiora accomplishes the same thing, but in a much better way.
So the difference, I can answer that is because if you wanted to do the LPL sort of Kai'Sa flank, Fiora can't do that. She doesn't have on-demand CC. But for example, you send Kai'Sa now to the bot lane, you press Hextech Automatum, straight up Kai'Sa flies in, get a kill. Meanwhile, flying in is the Nautilus. Coco he didn't charge for a team, will get charmed back. Rest of her teammates though still here to provide some support as they will find bot in a turret. Meanwhile, Elvrina taking a lot of damage, Hextech Automatum being used, and here comes the LeBlanc chunking it out and getting the kill credit. There are only 3 members left alive in the base here for FrostFire, and I don't think this is going to be a live base any longer.
Yeah, very happy on the LeBlanc right now. Had to play the early game defensively, but now that you're out of it, you're able to just chunk everyone for so much health. So very happy LeBlanc right now, just gonna go assassinating everyone across the map.
And you can see her positioning is so scary because she's rotating between mid and bot. And if you are the opponents, you know, trying to cover the lanes, you don't want to be running into a LeBlanc assassinating you as you rotate through your lanes. The danger here is like Sophie has to be careful. Like if she steps up, boom, you're dead. Oh, going all in for the damage, managing to juke out with the battle dance, but still, that buys them the space to get mid inhibitor turret and possibly the inhibitor as well. Top side still getting tunneled down. The teleport was used by Camille to reinforce the push. So it's 2 lanes being pressured out at the moment, and I feel like FrostFire are on their last legs right now. Need to make a last stand sometime soon, ladies, otherwise it's just going to be the base going down with no recourse.
It's going to be very difficult for them to do so. They don't have a tank. Cho'Gath is tiny right now, and they barely have enough damage to kill one person.
Seems like the decision is to fight at the Nexus turrets, but knowing that, the Corgis will back off and say, you know, we don't handshake you under the Nexus turrets, we'll just let the super minions stream in and do the work for us, because then that's just overwhelming amounts of pressure.
So deciding to just back off and reset. Not many neutral objectives across the map, no Baron, no Dragon, so I imagine they're just gonna take the rest of the jungle, back off, get their items, come back, and then we should see the game end.
For sure, the next push might just be the final one as the super minions stream in.
Look at Cho'Gath trying to kill minion.
Oh man.
He deals no damage at this point.
Standing next to the super minions, I think Cho'Gath is like slightly smaller. It's a feels bad, like for sure. You should be like more, you should have more feast stacks than what you originally have now.
6-6, stepping up a little far without any sort of support here. Not gonna go into an enemy base though, acknowledges that risk.
This annoys me right now when teams do this, right? So they round out their buffs and they take their time to clear. They take their time to clear the camps. Whereas, what you could do, I know you want to min-max your power, you know, get your buffs very strong. But there's a timing window now. Inhibitor is on the road to respawning. You should be focusing down all the remaining structures inside the base. You should be pushing together with your super minions, not just, you know, walking around taking camps and hoping that you eventually garner advantage from pressure. Because yes, your opponents are defending, but they're also collecting farm, consistently collecting farm, whereas you aren't getting anything done on the map.
Yeah, think back to the days of, you know, that famous SKT Jin Green Wing
60,
game.
like 70-minute game?
It was about, 70 minutes. I believe Jin won because the server was so far ahead. I don't think that's going to happen here. I'm just bringing out the example, but
it's the same idea, right? Dilly-dallying and letting your opponent's Nexus stand still while you're waiting for the inhibitors to come up. Oh man, they need more discipline than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, just gonna take the Ocean Dragon instead of the base, and then go for the Baron. So
Yeah.
one would think that once they take this Baron, the game's over, right? We're not gonna see any more dilly-dallying.
Ideally, that's the last objective available. They should be looking to stream in as their opponents are dealing with the super minions, but still, like, could have been done much cleaner, much earlier as well.
You can tell Camille's at this point is just like, come on guys, are you serious? We can just end the game now. We could end the game 4 minutes ago if we tried.
100% agreed. And why are you recalling? Don't recall. No.
What the heck is going on?
Okay, she recalled. She's trolling. She doesn't want to finish the game.
Alright,
it's okay. It's cool.
Report.
Cool. It's still 4 members strong, streaming to the base. The inhibitors on the bot side should be respawning soon, I believe. Mid lane and top as well, a couple minutes away.
Alright, actually not. I think I gotta wait for Camille to return. It actually shouldn't be too long, so yeah. We're gonna see one final fight. Corgi's gonna win that fight, and they're gonna win the game. That's how this is gonna work.
Yeah, I think you are absolutely right. There is a window here for the Corgis to just close it out without fighting, and in fact, just streaming into super minions. That being said, I think FrostFire as well still have to make one last stand, right? You don't want to go down without a fight. And Camille is just gonna bait out the CC as she uses the hook shot to go in and out. Second Nexus turret gonna fall here. Maybe the minions will finish this game off. Maybe we don't have to fight, but just as I say, that Hextech Ultimatum being used in the middle of it all. A good knockup though, but immediately it's the Camille that dies, shut down, going the way of the Cho'Gath. Still, barreling down on the Nexus are the rest of the Corgis as they soak up a bit of damage, use the stopwatch for some flashy plays, but at the end of it, we knew it was gonna happen, finishing the game off the Corgis advance forward.
Yep, 15k goal lead at 30 minutes with the victory. One more thing that they could have definitely ended that game much quicker, but at the end of the day, win to win, they continue further into the qualifiers.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not, calling them out for playing badly or playing wrongly. That is a safe way to play the game to close it out. I'm just saying you could do it with a lot more pressure when it comes to closing this game out. Looking at the goal, the Camille is the main story here. Not goal, excuse me, the damage done. Camille is the main story, and largely due to the focus from the Sejuani on the top side. We saw many early ganks coming through, and that's the power of the Camille Sejuani, right? We always talk about this. Camille Sejuani, Renekton Sejuani. These are the two tier 1 2v2 laners or 2v1 laners that you can sort of draw for your composition, even when it comes to wanting to play the 1-4.
Yeah, we did draw attention to the bot side, but it looks like even though they had this strong potential to look for those fights early and gain an advantage that way, they actually didn't. And if you take a look at Sivir and Kaiser's damage, they're actually pretty comparable.
Yeah.
So I think one thing that they could have done is definitely leverage their bot lane advantage to, find a win easier that way.
Here's the thing though, Sivir's damage is inflated because of Ricochet. So in a team fight, she's almost always going to get at least 2 or 3 bounces off champion. So the actual figure is maybe something like 8,000 as compared to 12, because all the damage is just mitigated by bouncing. It's not really impactful damage. Whereas Kaiser, her damage is off executes, off Qs. Those hurt, right? Those are meaningful skills that aren't bouncing due to AI. So I think the stats tell a different story to what actually did happen there.
Alright, well, unless you got anything else to add, I think we can end off this segment.
Yeah, I think for now we will be going for a short break, but when we come back, we'll have the final game. I believe this is the winner bracket semi-finals. Winner will proceed on to the finals to play tomorrow in a best of 3. And it will be best of 1 for the semi-finals, of course. So when we come back, we'll have that for you. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.